The torches flicker on the walls of a huge hall, their light shaking, almost like they're scared too. A big mirror covers one wall. It has no reflection, just darkness. It's like it is watching us. I turns around and sees there are many people. All eyes are on her, a girl, young and fragile, standing in the center of the room. But there's something wrong. She's not herself. Her head tilts in a strange way, and her eyes, they're empty, black. Whatever's inside her is something far worse. Something evil. We all tried everything. The best healers, the strongest rituals, but nothing works. Every time we try to help her, the thing inside her only gets stronger. In the far corner of the room, a group stands together, whispering in worried voices. One of them, an old man with deep wrinkles and a voice like gravel, steps forward. "There's only one way," he says, his voice heavy with sadness. "We send her through the mirror. That thing inside her will follow, and our world will finally be safe." The room fills with shouting. People are scared, begging for another way. But it doesn't matter. Time is running out. And then, the girl, for just a second, she looks like herself again. Tears run down her face, her lips shaking. She knows the thing inside her will destroy everyone and everything. So, she makes the choice no one else can. She runs, her hair flying behind her. The crowd rushes after her, reaching out, shouting for her to stop. But she doesn't slow down. And then, she steps through mirror. The room is so quiet you can hear the torches flicker. And then she screams. Her finger points to the darkest corner of the hall. Everyone turns, and then we see it. Two red eyes glow in the shadows, burning, watching us. It's not trapped in her. It's here. Then suddenly, mirror breaks. The only way to stop it is gone. The girl is lost in the other world, her screams fading away. And the thing? It's here, watching, waiting, feeding on the fear in our hearts. And we've just begun to understand the nightmare we've unleashed. The hospital waiting room is quiet, except for the rhythmic ticking of the clock on the wall. David Waller sits nervously, gripping a piece of paper in his hands. The paper isn't important, just a distraction while he waits. His wife, Diana, is in labor. Their first child is about to be born. The door creaks open, and a nurse walks in, her footsteps echoing on the tiled floor. Her name tag reads, Lena. "David Waller?" she calls, glancing at a clipboard. David shoots to his feet. "That's me." The nurse smiles gently. "Your wife is doing fine." She hands him a file. Then she gone again in room. Minutes later, the door opens again, and Lena reappears with a wide smile. "Congratulations, Mr. Waller. You have a son." David rushes into the room. Diana lies on the hospital bed, her face pale but glowing with happiness. In her arms is a tiny baby, wrapped snugly in a soft blanket. David approaches slowly, his voice shaky. He whispers, "Aiden." Diana smiles tiredly. She says, "Aiden Waller." David reaches out and touches his son's small hand. For a brief moment, he feels calmness. Today is a special day, because Aiden is going to school. Although he's just 1 year old, his curiosity and intelligence set him apart. While other children his age are still learning basic words, but Aiden asks questions that leave everyone speechless. Aiden waiting by the window, eagerly watching for the school bus. His mother, Diana, stands beside him, a warm smile on her face. But there's also a flicker of worry in her eyes. Aiden has always been ahead of his time. Sometimes she wonders if this is a gift, or something that will make his life harder. The sound of a horn echoes in the distance, and Aiden's face lights up. The school bus appears, a sleek silver vehicle. It stops in front of their house, and the door swings open. Miss Norris, Aiden's teacher, waves from the steps. The bus ride is smooth. When the bus finally arrives at the school, Aiden steps off and follows Miss Norris into the building. Other children, all older than him by a few years, stare curiously at him. But Aiden doesn't mind. He's used to being different. Inside the classroom, Aiden finds his seat. The room is bright and filled with strange, beautiful plants. The walls are covered in colorful charts and drawings. But what catches Aiden's attention is the large glowing screen at the front of the class. Miss Norris stands in front of it, her hands clasped together.
Good morning, class. Today it is your first class, so we're going to learn something very important about where we live. Our world, GromYndra.
Aiden's eyes sparkle with excitement as he sits up straighter in his seat. Miss Norris begins to explain, her voice calm and steady.
GromYndra is the place we live on. It's unlike any other in the universe. It's a place of deep forests, endless oceans, and skies that stretch farther than the eye can see. But it's not just its beauty that makes it special. It's what lies beneath. GromYndra is more than land and water. It's alive in ways we can't fully understand. For centuries, people have spoken of an unseen energy that flows through every rock, tree, and being. Our ancestors believed it connected everything, giving life to the planet and harmony to all living things. Though no one has ever seen or measured it, scientists and researchers have spent years searching, but all they've found are questions.
Aiden seems deep in thought. He asks, so, if the energy is connected to the GromYndra, how does it even start? Where does it come from? Miss Norris looks at him, her eyes thoughtful.
That's a very good question, Aiden. While we don't fully understand how this energy works, but we do know where it comes from. It's fueled by Veros, the glowing force in our sky.
Aiden asks in curiosity, Veros? That glowing ball in the sky? Miss Norris nods.
Yes, exactly. Veros isn't just a source of light or warmth. It's the source of the energy that flows through all of GromYndra. It radiates a powerful force which connects everything on this planet, living or non-living. Everything from the deepest forest to the highest mountain is influenced by the energy Veros provides. But that's not the whole story. There are others, darker beliefs.
She pauses, her eyes flicking to the shadows in the corners of the room, as if something is watching. The time seems to stretch out, slowing down with every word she speaks. Miss Norris steps closer to the class, her voice lowering as if afraid to speak too loudly.
But well, wherever is light, shadows always follow. And in those shadows, something waits. There are old stories of him, the one who twisted the energy into something else, something dark. They say he lives in the shadows, hidden from the light, but always watching. His darkness moves in secret, unseen, but always there, spreading like a sickness. The people who fall into his grasp, they don't die. They turn to ash, their souls consumed to fuel his army. They call him the Shadow Weaver, and his people they walk among us. They look like us, act like us, until it's too late. Until they take you.
She pauses. A slight, weird smile spreads across her lips. But it's not the smile of someone happy. It's unnatural. The clock on the wall ticks louder now, each sound sharp and creepy. Aiden's chest tightens, the sound pounding in his ears. Miss Norris's eyes widen, her tone becoming darker.
Sometimes they say you can hear his whispers, soft and cold, right before they come for you.